Calgary with Karen Bow and Dave Sturries. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for having us down. I'm here with my daughter. We just had some fantastic lunch.
I saw the burger go out.
The burger was awesome. And, thanks for being on. And I guess to start, talk about your background, your food origin story, I guess.
Well, I mean, Empire Provisions is a tongue-in-cheek name, so we consider ourselves to be the world's smallest empire.
Okay.
It's myself and Dave, where we started in 2016. It started as a sausage company, so spearheaded by Dave and his family's recipes. We were doing a smaller amount of fresh sausage charcuterie. We were bringing that out to a newsletter that people would come in and order online. When I say online, I mean they would email us. And then we were also doing supply to a lot of local restaurants, which we still do, which is a great part of our business because we try to keep it local. So the basic premise of it is that we do as much as we can with our hands and on-site and in-house, and we try and utilize the best of Alberta's produce and Alberta farmers. We have really great relationships with a lot of Alberta local farmers, but the basis and the foundation of Empire was just the two of us. And then in 2017, this awesome opportunity came about where we could take over the 66 Makes, which has a huge history of being a deli in Calgary. So we wanted to continue on that tradition, but along with that, we inherited 30 seats. So we turned it into a bustling little cafe that you've been a part of.
Yeah, awesome.
And that's that. That's what Empire Provisions is. It's a small family-run business with a lot of heart and big ambitions.
Yeah. Awesome. So are your backgrounds in food?
No, originally I had studied environmental science.
Okay.
And worked at that for about 7 years. Studied for 3.5, and after that I got a little bit tired with the industry.
Right.
Some long days. I worked outside. I worked up north quite a bit, and wasn't very conducive to a good relationship. And I just wanted to do something different.
Okay.
And, butchery has always kind of intrigued me, and I grew up in an Italian household, so we were always making sausage, and some of my uncles did salami as well, so it always piqued my interest, and what piqued our interest even more were sandwiches, and so we came up with an idea to have a sandwich shop, and with that wanted to learn how to do our own meats and stuff like that, but that ended up snowballing, and I just got so interested in it, and then we ended up kind of coming into here, so background-wise, went from environmental science, and I worked at a butcher shop for a year.
Okay.
Worked under a fantastic butcher there, Eric Hudson.
Okay.
And he took a year to basically mentor me.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Great job.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was, butcher shops don't really exist anymore. They're more meat cutters, so he got to go back to all the butchery that he once learned.
Awesome.
And teach me all that, so it was great. And
Excellent.
from there I went to Teatro and took over their butchery and charcuterie program. And then we moved to basically what we do now, and that's what we do.
Awesome. How about you, Karen?
I'm a bit of a lifer, so I've worked in hospitality since I was pretty young. My beginnings, my origins in terms of my more professional career outside of serving was more on the wine side. So wine preparing wine director for a couple of companies within the city, and fully immersed into that. And then I switched gears sort of in my mid-30s when we were living in Vancouver at the time, and I went to culinary school as well, and really just not to become a chef, but because I really just had felt that I had stalled in my career and wanted to see if I wanted to continue on in hospitality. And it really did just ignite a passion for me, and just cemented the idea that I was meant to deal in the food industry and in hospitality in some way, shape, or form. So when we moved back to Calgary to kind of start this business, I went to the Teatro Group, and I was there for 5 years, working my way, in different positions, and ended my time there as their operations manager, which was great because I got to see the various levels that restaurant group had in terms of everything from casual to fine dining, which we try to in some way, shape, or form incorporate into the way that we treat our guests when they come into Empire.
Super. So I guess you kind of touched on it. This wasn't the vision initially, I'm thinking, right? Or was that
You
always
never
kind
know
of-
what the vision is when you start a small business plan, and everything evolved over time. And I think what was great was that we allowed it to just move organically, and we took advantage of an opportunity that made a lot of sense. And then we reworked our business plan, as we still are. I mean, every day we're changing things up in the store. We're trying to stay dynamic, listening to what our customers want, what they like, and what they dislike as well.
I think we came up with about 30 ideas on what we wanted to do.
Right.
And I think we rewrote our business plan like 3 times for different kind of concepts of what we wanted. And then this came out of nowhere, and so we just went for it.
You have to be flexible, right?
Yeah.
Change as opportunities arise.
Yeah, and it's been great. This is a pretty amazing neighborhood.
Yeah.
Heathrow is very friendly. It's you know, a place that had a history of having, you know, a family-owned business, and so you do get a lot of families in here, but we just get lots of people who just really appreciate that it's outside of franchise restaurants. Yeah, and then we're making everything in-house and on-site.
Certainly supporting your local
For sure.
movement going on, right?
Yeah, without us being, on this other end of the spectrum where we're unapproachable. Our idea, yes, it's sandwich-based, but the idea for us has always been that casual food should be accessible, and that it can be quality made, and that that's not going to be at the detriment of the quality that the consumer should get.
That's awesome. Let's talk about the menu a little bit. On the restaurant side of it. The sandwiches primarily, I guess. Is the main
I guess our
focus.
whole concept and idea is to showcase on the menu what you can also buy in the deli case. So again, trying to mix up the proteins, not just be entirely pork, which we kind of gravitate towards because of all the charcuterie and sausage. And a lot of it is based off of travels that we've had together, places we've been, meals we've shared, countries we enjoyed, and all that kind of translates into the food.
Taking those inspirations and making something that works
I mean,
here.
we have classics, but we try to put spins on them, or we just try to do it at a very high level. So anyone can make a chicken parm, but we use really great chickens from Bowden Farms. We'll make our sauce from scratch. Like, there's not a lot of jar opening here. There's a lot of pot stirring.
Yeah, absolutely. That's perfect.
We've dressed up the humble sandwich.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's our second time having lunch here. It's been great. The burger was...
The burgers have definitely become a thing when we talk about businesses morphing, and we put a burger on one weekend and it became extremely popular, and now it's just become like this thing that on the weekends we'll have a special burger, and we have people who come here and travel for it. It's quite fun.
Excellent. And so the butcher case, the meat case, and cheese and everything else in there. Talk about the products what we got going in there.
So for cured products, it basically breaks down to salami. So anything, ground protein goes into the salami casing, and then we do whole muscle as well, which we bring in our own pigs and we butcher them specifically to get the cuts we want and kind of the size we want to do the curing. So a lot of it is kind of Italian focused, Italian, French, and Spanish for the cured products, and it's just a labor of love. We have 3 curing fridges in the back. 2 are strictly for salami, and the other one is for the whole muscle. And just trying to see what we have. And for process for curing, it goes anywhere from 2 weeks to about 8 months. 8 months we do for the culatello, which is very similar to a prosciutto. And everything else kind of falls in between. So,
it's quite a process then. 8 months.
It's
a patience game, and with that too, it's it's something that we consider, like culatello, we consider to be our crown jewel. So it's one of those things where we're just allowing, the expertise of really great farms to come through. Like we have a bit of a minimalist approach. We want pork products to taste like pork. So all of our seasoning blends, they're our own recipes, and it's not about, again, opening up a bucket and doing, measuring out, how much land acre you're supposed to make or how much sauce is on site. We've designed it so that we have very distinctive note to our cured products.
And like you said, keeping the natural flavors of the meat there, right?
Yeah, and like keeping salt at tolerable rates. I find like some charcuterie gets really salty, especially non-commercial products, like some stuff that people bring to me to try, and I just find people are a little bit cautious and actually put a lot of salt into it. But we found a really nice, I think, medium, and I think both of us have a great palate, and we just know it tastes really good. And like Karen mentioned, it's to highlight the farms that we work with. We're not going to this extent to support local product and hormone-free and antibiotic-free animals to not actually taste the pork. There's no point in using it if you can't actually taste it.
Sourcing a quality product by how it tastes, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, charcuterie are cured products, so, over the years, you have different studies that come out, that sort of talk about, and a little bit of negativity towards, additives and preservatives and whatnot, and we just try to keep our product as natural as possible, while still keeping food safe. So, it is a delicate balance.
Yeah, sure. And you do some smoked items, correct?
Correct, yes.
It's a barbecue podcast, so that's
He's like, and enough about that.
Talk about the smoked items.
Smoked items, so we have a pretty large commercial smoker in the back. It is more ideal for hot dogs and smoking sausages and bacon and some ham. So we do hot dogs, we do a Reuben sausage as well. That tastes like basically took all the ingredients of a Reuben sandwich and then blended it up in some beef, and then we smoke that. It's a really nice sausage. And we do our bacon.
And then we do a lot of non-meat items too. So Fun with Smokers is kind of like it's a smoke and big on kind of thing. When we first opened, we threw a lot of stuff in the smoker, so not too.
We tried onions, lemons, cabbage, potatoes.
I heard about somebody was talking about cabbage on another podcast the other day.
It was good. I liked it.
I'm curious to try
I
it.
think it would be better, and this is what I was kind of trying to get to, using charcoal and wood is amazing, especially for like ribs and chicken and all sorts of stuff like that. The commercial smoker is a little bit different. It's more for kind of commercial products. So I think doing cabbage for charcoal would be amazing.
Now, that's what the guy was saying. Because the guy was doing a pork butt. And this guy was saying, well, just core out your cabbage, stick a butter in there, and just let it smoke as long as you...
that sounds great.
For the 12 hours or whatever the pork butt's going to be.
Yeah, and we actually do also have like a commercial, a charcoal smoker as well, which we do, some smaller scale, and like more especially in the summertime when it's barbecue season. But some of our more popular items like our smoked olives here, so we take like the larger like Cariola olives. We smoke those, our almonds, which are quite addictive as well, and then we do smoked sea salt, which has been a great finishing salt. So we have customers who come in and tell us how they use it. They love it on eggs. They love it as a finishing salt on fish. And so it's really great. We've been able to incorporate some of those other applications that you can use with that kind of equipment. And when we inherited this equipment too, we were like, wow, this really did expand our operation.
So the smoker came with the place here?
All of this stuff was ready. It was almost show ready, so it made a lot of sense for us to take the big leap and say, we're going to do it, and we're going to also have a restaurant.
And we inherited some equipment that I don't think initially I had in our business plan. Right? So a really nice big bowl cutter in the back, or buffalo chopper that we do all our mortadella and hot dogs in. Do all our roastifications, and to be honest, I never thought I would own one. We're just going to get a really big kind of food processor and do our products that way, but this is it's a game changer.
And it just allowed us to just become more creative.
Because it opens up doors for you, right? Have you done any cheese in the smoker at all?
We smoke some provolone. We used to smoke provolone. Then once it got on the sandwich, it kind of got lost, so just an extra step we were adding. So we stopped doing that. But
I just cold smoked some cheese myself for the first time. It was good. It's just some cheddar and some Gouda.
Sure. I think you have to do something that is amenable to that, right? Like a milder style cheese that wants to take on that flavor. So provolone to that.
How long did you tone it for?
Yeah, I've got like a Weber kettle, and I bought just a smoker tube and filled it up with pellets. So I didn't have any charcoal going in the kettle. I just had the cheese in there, and just lit one end of the pellets in this smoker tube. So it didn't create enough heat to melt anything. Just let it go in there for a couple of minutes. It's tasty. It doesn't penetrate too deeply into the cheese, right? So, but you get the flavor for sure. So
I gotta try that again.
yeah, something good. So you kind of touched on the partners, the farms you're dealing with. Talk about some of those relationships. I know I did a podcast with Bear in the Flower a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, there are major pork suppliers.
They mentioned you guys.
Oh, they're the best.
Wonderful folks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's great. They have a similar story. You know, they're a couple, and you know, they're
Used to work downtown and kind of quit their jobs to take over Chris's family farm. So it's very similar for sure.
Yeah.
Bowden the
Yeah,
chicken.
we work with Bowden for chicken. We've, you know, during sort of like more seasonal parts of the year where turkeys are on offer, we've worked with Winters. You can speak a little bit more about Red Tail, who's one of our favorite smaller suppliers.
Definitely, it's a fantastic farm near Wetaskiwin.
Okay.
And very holistic approach to farming, but he just has, I should say, a bit of a smaller farm, so they raise pigs and they raise cattle as well.
Okay.
But they only slaughter 2 to kind of 4 times a year, so when we get the opportunity to work with them, we jump at it. Just the best stuff.
Yeah, so
pretty amazing work.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. Like even just when we started this entire venture, I think you think to spend enough time, eating good food or traveling, but now we get to differentiate. We get different farmers bringing things to us. We're trying them side by side with other products, so to differentiate, between how an animal is raised, diet, and then be able to taste that, and then it's pretty special, and it's great. I believe that, I'm a little bit spoiled now, and I say this in the best way possible, because, I do believe it's important that you actually both believe that parents are important to know where your food is coming from, how it was raised, and what it's fed. It's a food that gives us energy.
That's important,
And then for lamb, we work with 2 farms, Unique Farms and Lambtastic.
I've heard about Lambtastic.
As well as beef, we're working with Aspen.
Beef's a little bit more difficult to get kind of a more intimate relationship with farms.
Okay.
I always want to work with smaller farms in Alberta, but it's pretty tough. They only slaughter probably once or twice a year, and so what they have to offer is typically always fresh fed, and I always like to bring in fresh meat. So we're working on that.
Yeah. Aside from the restaurant, you talked about working with some other restaurants, providing the charcuterie items. Any catering, anything like that you guys are doing?
Oh, we do all the things.
Yeah.
We're hustlers. It's like,
that's great.
As a small business, and the catering side of things has been a great sort of addition to our business. Obviously, we do quite a bit of charcuterie boards, and those go out the door. We do grazing tables, in which we'll take over, anything from like an 8-foot table and sort of build a feast right on top of it. We do a lot of office catering because we are a sandwich shop. But we've now moved into more specialized events. So we've done a lot of private events in the shop. We did a beer, bourbon, and barbecue one night. And we'll do it again in the summer, and we'll partner up with the brewery. We partnered up with Vine Art, St. Roger Bourbon, and then we kind of just get wild on the tables. We barbecue to our heart's delight. We fire up both smokers in the back, and then we come around with garbage bags and just dump the bones, and we do the next round. So things like that. People have realized that there's a lot of capacity for our kitchen. We have a very talented chef named Aaron Pickering, who has a huge large event background, and with that, it's really just expanded our portfolio. So we do fun stuff like that. We do pop-up sausage parties, and then we'll also get in there and we'll do intimate dinners in people's homes. Yeah, it's things that we have all the product here. So the world is yours.
Just for wholesale, we work with a couple of smaller supermarkets.
Okay.
Sunnyside Market.
Okay.
Trying to get into almost every quadrant of the city. So Sunnyside, our Daily Bread company, and the Italian supermarket. Italian Center. Yeah. Sorry.
They would not want to go to the supermarket.
The Italian Center. And we also work with some restaurants as well. Two Penny, Calcutta Club,
Bridget Bar,
Greta Bar.
and on all different levels. We've done a lot of specialized products for them, which is great because they'll say something like, "What can you do in the smoker?" And it's a great opportunity for us to stay creative, which is really great. I mean, I say us, but really Davis Production. I'm the obvious cheerleader for the two of us. So. But it's great because we get into brainstorming sessions, and now we have Erin in the fold as well, and we kind of just think about, what's the other thing that we can do. It would be really easy for us to be a deli, offer cold cuts, and, have it, and that's it at the end of the day, but we really just wanted something that, inspired us a little bit more, and also, put a different spin on something that people have already seen before. So it's been an interesting part of all these different factors of this business to allow us to really expand our own capacity and move beyond what we thought we were going to need.
And it's been great working with some of these restaurants and actually working with the chef. They want something specific, so they give me an idea, kind of create something, go back and forth, try it together, taste it together, get tasting notes, get their ideas and feedback. And we have a few products on our shelf all the time because of that.
That probably helps you different ideas for new things as well, working with
looking through somebody else's eyes and through their palate as well. So it's been great.
And then you do the gift boxes. I know I picked up some of those before Christmas.
How was it?
They're great. Well, because I gave away as customer gifts, so they good feedback there. And then we did the Valentine's dinner. My wife did it a couple of weeks ago. So that was awesome. Great idea.
Yeah, and we got so much good feedback on doing the sort of like prepared meals in the boxes that we just think like it's a great way and a great opportunity for us, when we get into, now that we're getting into like these ones where everyone's just really busy. They get home, they're exhausted, it's cold, and to have all that work done for you and maybe spend max 20 minutes in the kitchen. So we'll definitely see more of those sort of like meal prep style boxes. And then when we get into the summertime again, like we had like, again, we fire up the smoker and all those things that are ready to go that people just want to take because they're doing al fresco dining, they want to be in the backyard, and it really is more about allowing people to socialize and entertain and be close to each other.
So where can folks find you guys? Physically,
Anywhere,
online?
everywhere, yeah. Well, you can definitely find us at empireprovisions.com. That's where you'll see all of our menu offerings, our catering menus. You'll get kind of all of the news of what we've got going on. We have all the social media accounts, so if you're looking up Empire Provisions,
I'll put the links in the show notes.
For sure,
And your address here?
It's 8409 Elbow Drive, Southwest.
And I come to the last thing I like to close with is it's dinner time. What's the go-to meal for you guys?
Yeah, our house Esposito sausage.
Okay.
It's very versatile, so we don't my entire life, my family's been making this sausage, and my mom would cut it up and put it in tomato sauce, and we'd make pasta with that. So that's a go-to. And lately we've just been frying it up with kale.
Nice.
Yeah. Allowing the juices to kind of soak into the vegetable, and then meals are kind of like quick and easy for us.
Yeah, I hear you.
Roasted chicken or lemon thyme roasted chicken. Do that a little bit. I would love to say we cooked more, but
We went from being quite adventurous and elaborate hosts to shrinking it down, and kind of the food becomes. I literally ate standing up in the back before I came out here. So it's the glamorous life.
Well, that's awesome, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you doing this and taking some time. You got a busy place here today.
Yeah, but we've got an awesome team. I mean, if we ended on any kind of note,
please, by all means.
Empire was originally the two of us, but the best part of the business has been including this wonderful team and family that we have now. And no successful business is just one person alone, and we are very lucky. The fact that I'm not distracted right now, standing
it's taken
up
care
every
of,
2
right?
seconds, we know that our people are being taken care of and that our people have our backs.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks.
thank you.
Pleasure.